Golf betting seems simple, but something about it doesn't quite add up. And by the end of this, we're going to run into something that might force the game of golf to change. And that sounds dramatic, but just stay with me. Golf has always been different, quiet, respectful, almost protected. Even the crowds, a clap, maybe a cheer, and then over time you started hearing things. You the band, mashed potatoes. Then events like the Waste Management Open, Ryder Cup crowds, and YouTube golf growing the game. The atmosphere started changing, but at the same time, something else started happening that almost nobody was paying attention to. And before we get to that, we need to understand the basics of golf betting. Everyone already knows how golf is played. You hit the ball and try and get it in the hole in as few shots as possible. Lower score wins. At the professional level, it's the same game, but scaled. 4 rounds, hundreds of players, thousands of shots. And by Sunday, you're left with a leaderboard where every shot matters. One swing can move you 10, 20, even 50 spots. And that's important because unlike other sports, golf isn't one continuous game. It's a collection of individual shots, thousands of them, and every single one has an outcome. Now zoom out for a second. Because golf isn't just one league, it's a collection of tours. They all play the same game, but at very different levels and for very different money. On the PGA Tour, you're looking at purses in the millions every week. Win a big event and you're taking home $2, $3, sometimes $4 million. The Korn Ferry Tour, that's the feeder system. Players trying to earn their way onto the PGA Tour. DP World Tour, it's another pathway to the top. And then LIV, smaller fields, no cuts, and guaranteed money. You don't get paid for one big moment. You get paid for where you finish. And where you finish comes down to every single shot. Like every sport, golf tracks everything. Fairways hit, greens and regulations, putting, scoring averages, stroke gained. Every shot is recorded. Every shot is measured. Every round is measured. And over time, you get a very clear picture of how good a player really is. But here's what actually matters in the end. Where you finished. First, top 3, top 10, top 25. Made the cut or missed it. Because that's how players are judged, and that's how they get paid. Now here's the key. There's an entire betting system based around these outcomes. Not just who wins, but where players finish across the field. And we'll get into that in a second. Now let's look at how this actually works. In the United States, sports betting is legal in many states, and it all runs through sportsbooks, apps and platforms where you can place bets on real events in real time. You open an account, fund it, and you're looking at an odds board. Numbers next to players, outcomes, scenarios. Those numbers tell you 2 things. What the sportsbook thinks will happen and what you'll get paid if you're right. Probability and payout. And once you understand that, you can see how a whole system forms around it. So what did golf betting actually look like just a few years ago? It was pretty straightforward. You were betting on outcomes. Who wins the tournament? Top 5, top 10, top 20. Matchups, make the cut or miss it, first round leaders, scoring totals, but that was basically it. You were betting on results, final positions, end of round outcomes, things that only settled after hours of play, sometimes days. The entire system was built around waiting for the outcome. This is a live leaderboard. Names, scores, rounds, but on the far right you see something different. Odds to win, plus 600, plus 3,000, plus 15,000. These are American odds based on one idea. What happens if you bet $100? Plus 600 means you win $600, plus 3,000 means 3,000. The bigger the number, the less likely. The smaller the number, the more likely. So this isn't just a leaderboard. This is a live pricing system. But then something changed. Odds started moving faster. Markets expanded. And then you could bet on what happens next. A drive, a putt, a single hole. And once that happens, the entire structure changes. And this is where things start to break. Because once you can bet on individual moments, the relationship between the fan and the game changes. Now you can have money riding on one shot. Golf is one of the only sports where a tiny disruption can matter. A sound, a movement. Now add financial incentive. Are you still just watching, or do you feel like you can affect the outcome? And then there's another layer. The players. Mistakes happen constantly, and that makes it almost impossible to distinguish intent. Now you have thousands of outcomes, real-time betting, fan proximity, and no clear way to detect intent. That's a problem. So why not stop betting? Because you can't. It's built into the system. Broadcast, apps, incentives. Golf depends on trust. Players call penalties on themselves, but now every shot has financial consequences, and that changes everything. Golf has more outcomes than almost any sport. Football, 150 plays. Golf, thousands of shots, each one with a price attached. This isn't just more betting, it's a different system. Golf betting is becoming an industry unto itself, not around the game, inside it. Too many outcomes, too many markets, too much money. The genie is out of the bottle, and here's the hard part to ignore. Golf has always depended on something unusual: trust. Players call penalties on themselves, no referee watching every shot. It works because the game assumes honesty. But now every shot has a price, and once that happens, you are no longer just playing the course. You are playing inside a system that has incentives of its own. And systems like that don't stay neutral for long. And the question isn't whether this changes golf. It's whether it already has. If you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe.